to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
The night was supposed to be all glitz, glamour, and flashing cameras, but it quickly turned into one of the most shocking celebrity moments of the year. Aaron and Teyana arrived at the exclusive downtown party, looking effortlessly stunning, but what happened next left everyone, guests, paparazzi, and fans, stunned. In a crowded room full of music, laughter, and whispers, Aaron and Teyana were seen holding hands, their connection undeniable, their chemistry impossible to ignore. And then, from across the room, Iman's gaze locked onto them. The expression on her face said it all: shock, hurt, and betrayal. The tension in the room became palpable as the drama unfolded before everyone's eyes. This wasn't just a party. This was a moment that would set the internet ablaze and leave fans debating for days. The red carpet was buzzing with activity as photographers clicked incessantly, catching glimpses of the city's hottest celebrities. Aaron and Teyana stepped out of the sleek black limousine, perfectly dressed and oozing charisma. Teyana's sparkling gown caught the lights of the paparazzi cameras, while Aaron's tailored suit made him look effortlessly sharp. They walked side by side, whispering, laughing, and occasionally touching each other's arm, giving off the undeniable aura of a couple in sync. As they entered the party, the atmosphere shifted subtly. Guests and onlookers started noticing their closeness. Small nods, shared smiles, and quiet laughter made it impossible to ignore their bond. Cameras clicked rapidly, capturing each fleeting interaction. The media's attention was drawn, and whispers started circulating around the room. And then, just as they settled near the lounge, the atmosphere was charged with tension. Iman arrived. At first casual, she didn't notice them immediately, but as her eyes scanned the room, her focus landed squarely on Aaron and Teyana. It happened subtly at first. Aaron and Teyana stood near the bar, chatting with a few acquaintances. Then, as if drawn together by an invisible magnet, their hands intertwined. It was brief at first, almost playful, but the gesture quickly became more intimate. The cameras and guests didn't miss it. A series of close-ups revealed the moment in vivid detail. Fingers brushing, hands clasped firmly, their connection undeniable. The crowd's reaction was immediate. Whispers filled the room, with many exchanging incredulous looks. "Are they together?" one guest muttered. Another shook her head in disbelief. Social media outlets, alerted instantly by attending influencers, began snapping photos and sharing them with captions questioning whether this was a budding romance or just a bold display of friendship. Meanwhile, Aaron and Teyana seemed completely unaware, or completely unconcerned, about the intensity of the attention, their focus entirely on each other. Iman's eyes widened as the realization hit her. From across the room, she saw Aaron and Teyana holding hands, laughing, and leaning in close. Her lips pressed into a tight line, jaw clenched, and eyes shimmering with a mix of anger and heartbreak. The world seemed to freeze around her as she processed the scene. Her body language shifted instantly. Shoulders tensed, fingers fidgeted, and she took a step closer, only to stop as she saw them too engrossed in each other to notice her. Narrator emphasizes, Iman's heart sank. Every move, every glance, every shared smile between Aaron and Teyana felt like a dagger in her chest. The room buzzed with celebration, but for her, it had turned into a living nightmare. Iman's friends tried to console her, but she was lost in the moment, her gaze fixed entirely on the couple. The tension in the room escalated, with guests exchanging nervous glances, sensing the impending confrontation. Unable to contain her emotions, Iman took a tentative step toward Aaron, hesitating as a storm of thoughts and feelings raged within her. She opened her mouth to speak, her voice quivering with emotion. "Aaron, what is going on here?" she demanded, her tone a mixture of hurt and anger. Aaron, caught off guard by the intensity of the situation, tried to respond calmly. "Iman, it's not what it looks like," he started, but his words were drowned out by the murmurs of the surrounding guests. Teyana, sensing the tension, subtly placed a hand on Aaron's arm, a silent show of solidarity and defiance. The confrontation escalated faster than anyone could have anticipated. Iman's face flushed with deep emotion, her eyes shimmering with tears that threatened to spill at any moment. Her voice, usually calm and composed, broke into sharpness. The words she hurled were heavy with accusation, raw with pain, and layered with the bitterness of betrayal. Every syllable carried the weight of her heartbreak. The room fell silent, the music and laughter that had filled the air moments before now muted by the intensity of the moment. Guests exchanged uneasy glances, sensing that they were witnessing something that would not be easily forgotten. Before the scene could spiral further into chaos, Iman turned abruptly. Her heels clicked sharply against the floor as she stormed out of the room, leaving behind Aaron and Teyana, who stood frozen, their faces etched with shock. Whispers rippled through the crowd, spreading like wildfire, while the entire party buzzed with speculation and tension. What was supposed to be a glamorous gathering had now transformed into a stage for public heartbreak. The second Iman stepped outside, the paparazzi swarmed her. Flash after flash lit up her tear-streaked face, capturing every anguished glance and every trembling breath. She tried to shield herself from the blinding cameras, but there was no escaping the frenzy. Each image painted a vivid portrait of despair, and within minutes, those photographs began their relentless journey across social media platforms. Meanwhile, back inside, Aaron and Teyana struggled to maintain composure. They plastered on thin smiles, attempting to downplay the situation. But the storm outside was already raging. The internet, unforgiving and relentless, told a different story. Social media erupted into chaos. Twitter feeds filled with hashtags, Instagram reels replayed the moment in endless loops, and TikTok creators stitched reactions to the unfolding drama. Fans, celebrities, and commentators alike dissected the images and videos with obsessive scrutiny. Every gesture was analyzed, every glance magnified, and every silence interpreted as a clue. Some users claimed they could see guilt in Aaron's eyes. Others pointed to Teyana's hand placement as evidence of intimacy. The online community divided into factions almost instantly, one rallying behind Aaron and Teyana, defending them as misunderstood, while the other extended sympathy toward Iman, praising her strength and condemning the betrayal she appeared to have endured. Within hours, the narrative had overtaken everything else online. Timelines filled with memes mocking the situation, tweets that debated morality, and long posts from fans who felt personally invested. Gossip forums buzzed with speculation, their threads stretching into hundreds of comments as strangers argued over what had really happened. The party, once meant to be a celebration, had now become ground zero for heartbreak, drama, and entertainment. The narrator's voice of collective society seemed to whisper. Within hours, this single moment dominated timelines, trending topics, and gossip forums. What was intended to be a night of joy had become an unforgettable spectacle of scandal. The digital firestorm only intensified as influencers began uploading their takes. Reaction videos poured in, some sympathetic, some mocking, and others analytical. Creators slowed down clips to study body language frame by frame, pointing to subtle cues of closeness and tension. On YouTube, panels of celebrity gossip channels debated endlessly, while on Twitter, threads detailed timelines of Aaron and Teyana's past interactions. Fans turned detectives, pulling up old interviews, resurfacing pictures, and stitching together narratives that fueled even more speculation. Some voices tried to dismiss it all as harmless, just a gesture blown out of proportion by cameras and gossip. Others, however, insisted that the intimacy was undeniable, that the betrayal was real, and that Iman's reaction confirmed it. The ferocity of the online debate revealed how powerful this single moment had been. People who had no personal connection to any of the three found themselves emotionally entangled, choosing sides, and defending strangers as though their own loyalty was at stake. As the night stretched on, rumors began to spiral out of control. Some tabloids suggested that Aaron and Teyana were rekindling an old flame, secretly meeting for weeks before this public slip. Others speculated that the entire fiasco might have been staged as a calculated PR stunt, a diversion meant to distract audiences from lingering controversies that had plagued them in recent months. Screenshots of anonymous insider tips circulated widely, adding fuel to the fire, though none could be verified. Still, in the world of celebrity gossip, verification mattered less than virality. By dawn, even relationship experts and celebrity commentators had joined the fray. Talk shows and podcasts rushed to cover the unfolding drama. Analysts weighed in, their voices filled with authority as they broke down body language and behavior. Body language tells a story that words cannot, one expert declared, as clips of the confrontation replayed behind them. The intimacy, the comfort, the subtle cues, they suggest a connection that goes beyond casual friendship. These insights, whether accurate or not, were amplified across platforms, shaping public opinion and cementing the idea that the night had revealed more than anyone intended. For Iman, the storm was only beginning. As she retreated from the flashing cameras, her silence was interpreted in countless ways. Some saw dignity in her refusal to speak, while others wondered if her silence was a strategy, waiting for the perfect moment to respond. Aaron and Teyana's every move was tracked with equal intensity. A glance at a phone, a step outside, even a simple smile, all became fodder for online narratives. The story no longer belonged to them. It belonged to the public, dissected and reshaped with every passing hour. The following morning, Iman was spotted in private moments, visibly upset, confiding in close friends and family. Her heartbreak was palpable, and the emotional toll of witnessing Aaron and Teyana's closeness was clear. Meanwhile, Aaron and Teyana continued to navigate the public scrutiny. Though composed in front of cameras, private emotions surfaced. Tension, excitement, and perhaps a hint of regret. The drama had only just begun, and fans were already speculating about the next moves, the next confrontations, and the eventual resolution of this intense love triangle. Narrator closes. The night of handholding may have ended in chaos, but the story is far from over. Fans are already bracing for the next shocking chapter in the lives of Aaron, Teyana, and Iman. One thing is certain, this is a scandal that won't fade anytime soon. The video ends teasing more insider details from the party, behind-the-scenes interviews, and expert commentary. Narrator encourages viewers, what do you think really happened at the party? Who is at fault, Aaron, Teyana, or Iman? Comment below, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on this explosive saga.